Hey everyone, this week I wanted to talk about a specific treatment modality that has uh, come up in my internship. Um, so the Restorative Justice Center, where I'm interning with, does a lot of work in prisons. I actually went to the prison um, to work on to work with the honors unit there to create a mission and value statement. It's like this new experiment in the prison where people who have really good behavior, they all live together and they don't have a CO presence at all. And it's really cool, but that's not what this is about. So we do a lot of work in the prisons and a lot of different varieties. And a different organization, there's a volunteer there who I guess is trained in something called moral recognition therapy, and they wanted the Restorative Justice Center to go with them to the prison when they do this group treatment, just to have someone else there who's more connected to the prison. But no one at the Restorative Justice Center really heard of this. And I was like, I'm an intern. I can research this. Um, and I came across an article that specifically was about um, how MRT does not uh, correlate well with the social work um, competencies, specifically for this treatment being part of social work education and internships, which was very specific. But I'm so glad that I came across it. But basically, MRT uh, is this trademarked therapy that is advertised as being very evidence-based. There are a bunch of studies that show that it reduces recidivism. It's made specifically for incarcerated individuals um, or juvenile offenders or substance abusers and populations like that, and it's supposed to enhance moral reasoning and create better decision making and more appropriate behavior. But I'm really glad that I researched it because it's actually uh, pretty awful. And feel like in social work, we emphasize strength based approaches and the importance of lived experience and meeting people where they're at and seeing the dignity and worth of a person. And is this method is used in a lot of prisons across the US, but it's very hierarchical. Um, it's very disciplinary focused. It's a deficit based approach, um, and it considers criminals to be morally flawed and needing of assistance from this therapy to fix their personality. And I'm happy to share the article that I read. And it's just I bring this up because I was able to share this with the other staff, and everyone agreed that this is not something that is that reflects restorative justice principles. Um, and I just wanted to bring this up because other people might come across either MRT or other modalities that say that they're evidence based, and just like when you look into it, and we've all taken a research class, and the seeing the importance of scrutinizing what evidence based means and like where that label comes from. In the case of MRT, I guess SAMHSA um, used to catalog treatments as evidence-based based on a rating scale, and the MRT got a 2 out of 4. And so they're like just barely evidence-based, but even that whole system has been like debunked. Like SAMHSA no longer uses this rating system at all, because of, then every single treatment based on that treatment's own criteria and their own published studies is unconsidered evidence-based. So just to like, I guess my question is, have there been treatments that you've seen in your internships or in other work that you have doubts about whether it is evidence-based, or are there treatments that you think work really well and you've seen that people have improved by it? But I just also just wanted to caution people that if they do come across this, to just be wary, I guess, of any kind of this is particularly bad, but I feel like any kind of trademarked therapy where you have to use their workbook is kind of sketchy to me. But this treatment in particular is just, it doesn't take into consideration trauma and what the that role that plays. It doesn't take into consideration racism and systemic oppression. It just labels people criminal or not. And in their studies, it actually showed that their rates of success were actually much higher in white incarcerated individuals and Black, and I'm sure because the treatment workbooks do not address racism or any kind of oppression at all, and considers it to be um, just non-existent. So anyway, just have you come across any problematic treatments, and just putting a caution out there, not to, that you may not want to utilize MRT if you come across it in the future. I think so.